Good afternoon, children. Welcome back to our chemistry class. Now we are seeing the lesson number 6, carbon. This is video session 3 of this lesson, carbon. Capitulation. We already discussed the topics allotropy, charcoal, activated charcoal, adsorption, and adsorption by charcoal. So this is the physical property of a carbon. These are all the topics we discussed in the previous video session. Now we are going to discuss about the chemical properties of a carbon. Carbon, it can react with the oxygen or air, because in the air itself the oxygen is present. On being lit, lit means when it gets fire, carbon burns in an excess of air to form a carbon dioxide. So when the carbon burns in the oxygen, it forms a carbon dioxide. Obviously the heat has been produced. When the air is insufficient, it is in a less, the air is very less, carbon monoxide is formed. So when the atmosphere, the air is present, it reacts to form a carbon dioxide. But the insufficient supply of air, that is limited amount of air, the carbon monoxide has been formed. So 2 carbon is reacting oxygen, that is O2, it forms a 2 CO. CO is carbon mono. Mono means only one oxide. So CO is formed. Heat has been given out. So it's an exothermic reaction. Then carbon monoxide, again it also burns in air to form a carbon dioxide. Again what is happening? These carbon dioxide again reacting other oxygen to form a carbon dioxide. Here the 2 formed a CO, that is carbon monoxide, reacting oxygen to form a 2 carbon dioxide and then heat. The heat produced in these reactions makes carbon as a good fuel. Yes, in the engine itself we are using for the many vehicles petroleum products. The petroleum products, when they are burned in the engine to give a carbon dioxide, and then when the silencer it gives out a smoke, no, in that smoke it is hot, as well as carbon dioxide gas has been comes out. So in that itself we can easily know carbon is a very good fuel. Then reducing property. What is the meaning of reducing? Carbon has a great affinity for oxygen, so it can easily combine with oxygen in many compounds. So it is acting as a reducing. Reducing means we need to remove oxygen for the particular compounds. So it is easily absorbing oxygen. So it is called as a reducing agent. So it has a reducing property. Reduction of metal oxides. When this carbon dioxide, the form of carbons are coke or charcoal, it is heated with the metal oxides. For example, zinc, iron and tin, lead and copper are reduced with the corresponding metals. For example, the zinc oxide has been reacted with the carbon form charcoal. What will happen? It can absorb the oxygen present in those metals. What will happen? It becomes a carbon dioxide. Then we are getting a metal. Here we have examples of the reaction. Zinc oxide is reacting carbon in the presence of heat, that is the burning is taking place. What will happen? We are getting zinc and then CO. The upper arrow mark shows carbon monoxide comes out as a gas. In the same manner, iron 3 oxide, Fe2O3 also, it reduces iron and then 3 carbon monoxide comes out. Tin 4 oxide, here also it comes tin and then 2 carbon monoxide molecules. Then the lead oxide has been reduced to lead and carbon monoxide, only 1 carbon monoxide comes out. Copper 2 oxide, it comes out as a copper and then 1 CO, that is carbon monoxide, comes out from this reaction. These kind of reduction reactions are called carbon reduction, because carbon only reducing the oxygen, it absorbing oxygen, remaining metals has been alone. It's of great importance in metallurgy. Metallurgy, you know very well, the study of metals, we can call it as a metallurgy. That is the science of extracting metals from their ores and modifying them for use. Under the earth itself, we are getting the combined of many metals and their oxides. So we need to get that particular metal alone. What we are doing? We are combining those metals with a carbon. So carbon, it will absorb the oxides present in those metals. So easily it is removing the oxides in the metal oxides. We are getting only metals. Then reduction of water. When steam Water steam is passed over the red hot coke. A mixture of carbon monoxide and hydrogen is formed. This mixture is called water gas. That is steam. Steam means the water vapor has passed through the red hot of coke. It forms the carbon monoxide plus H2, CO plus H2. This is called water gas. So water gas formula is carbon monoxide, CO plus H2. Is of great industrial importance. For the industry and the manufacturing industries, these water gas is very, very important. Then here we have a structure of carbon, CO2. So one carbon has been making a bond between the two oxygen molecules. So two bonds. One oxygen carries the two bonds and then another oxygen carries the two bonds. So CO2. So the structure of carbon dioxide is given here. Next, it is the properties. It's a colorless gas with a density about 53% higher than of dry air. So it is 53% more weight than the normal dry air. Its molecules consist of a carbon atom covalency of double bonded of two oxygen atom. Yes, in the previous picture we saw how the oxygen is combined with the carbon. It occurs naturally in the Earth's atmosphere as a trace gas. Actually, the carbon dioxide is present in our Earth's atmosphere. Atmosphere is nothing but the blanket of air. In that itself, it is widely present. So, carbon dioxide is used by the plants for the photosynthesis process. And that time it is taking a carbon dioxide and given out a oxygen for the animals and then plants respiration. It is present in the form of carbonates in minerals like limestone. So in the earth itself we are getting in the form of CaCO3 is the formula of marble. Otherwise we can call it as a calcium carbonate. Dolomite. Dolomite is a mixture of magnesium carbonate and calcium carbonate. Calamine is a zinc carbonate. So many metal carbonates we are getting from our earth crust. Burning of carbon and carbon based fuels. So when the carbon dioxide is formed, when the carbon is burnt in the oxygen or air, so carbon gives a carbon dioxide. In the insufficient air burns, what will happen? It gives a carbon monoxide. Carbon based fuels like CNG. CNG is compressed natural gas. In that mainly methane is present. And LPG. LPG is nothing but for household use cylinder, LPG cylinders. It is liquefied petroleum gas, which is mainly present butane. These both burn smoothly to form a carbon dioxide and H2O, water vapor. CH4, CNG is CH4 present. So when it is burned with the two molecules of oxygen, gives a carbon dioxide and water vapor. Then C4H10, two molecule of C4H10 butane is present in the liquefied petroleum gas. When it reacts with a 13 molecule of oxygen, it burns and gives the 8 carbon dioxide and 10 water molecules. Then fuels like a petrol, kerosene and diesel are a mixture of hydrocarbons. So these are the fuels present in the carbon. It's containing a large number of carbon atoms. They also burn to give a carbon dioxide and hydrogen, water molecule. Actually, most of the carbon compounds it can burn and gives a carbon dioxide and water. Thermal decomposition of carbon. Thermal decomposition means the bigger one molecule with the help of a temperature, we are going to broken down into small substance. The thermal decomposition of a metal carbonate, some of the exceptions are there. They are Na2CO3, that is a sodium carbonate, and K2CO3 is a potassium carbonate. Other than these two carbonate, other carbonates they can give a carbon dioxide. For example, MgCO3, magnesium carbonate. When it's undergo the thermal decomposition, it forms a MgO, magnesium oxide, and carbon dioxide comes out. And then CaCO3, limestone formula, CaCO3, calcium carbonate. When it's undergo thermal decomposition, it gives a calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Action of an acid on a carbonate or a hydrogen carbonate. So what will happen for action of an acid or a carbonate? So when the metal carbonates or metal hydrogen carbonates reacts with it, use a salt, water and carbon dioxide. For example, here we are having a sodium carbonate. It's reacting acid, hydrochloric acid. What it is forming? NaCl. So here NaCl is a salt and then water, H2O, carbon dioxide gas comes out. So this is Na2CO3 is a carbonate. NaHCO3 it is sodium hydrogen carbonate, or we can call it as a sodium bicarbonate. For HCl, when it reacts, it forms a sodium chloride salt, water and carbon dioxide. Fermentation of sugar. So fermentation process is nothing but of to give a sour taste to the food. So carbon dioxide undergoes a fermentation. So sugar C6H12O6, when it undergoes this fermentation, it forms a C2H5OH ethanol, and then carbon dioxide comes out. So this is a hydrocarbon product. When it is undergone the fermentation, the carbon dioxide gas comes out, and then the hydrocarbon has been turned into alcohol. Laboratory preparation of carbon dioxide. So in the laboratory, the marble chips is nothing but of calcium carbonate, and then with the help of the funnel, we are going to add a dilute hydrochloric acid. Marble chips is into a round granules like a small stones. We need to add hydrochloric acid into that. What will happen when these two are reacting together? It will reduce out a gas. That gas is nothing but of carbon dioxide gas. When the next setup, the funnel, the glass rod is connected to that, what will happen? The gas comes out from the reaction, it is contacted to the glass tube, and then it is collected to the water, because we cannot see the gases through our naked eyes. When the water, when it is connected, means the bubbles will form. Through the bubbles we can easily observe, then some gases comes out. So in this reaction, obviously the carbon dioxide gases comes out. With the same apparatus setup, they are going to prepare a carbon dioxide in the laboratory. For the laboratory preparation of sulfuric acid, we are using the carbon dioxide. But why can't we use this sulfuric acid? Because hydrochloric acid only we are using. Why can't we use the sulfuric acid? Because calcium sulfate would be formed, because what we are taking marble. Marble is nothing but of calcium carbonate. When we use the sulfuric acid, it forms a calcium sulfate. And the salt being insoluble, so it will not insoluble. It will deposit the wall of the apparatus, preventing them from coming in contact with the acid. So what will happen? See, CaCO3, H2SO4. It forms a CaSO4, carbon dioxide and water. So when the form of carbon dioxide will not insoluble, so it will damage the apparatus also. So we have to use only a HCl. How about using H2SO4 with Na2CO3? So what they are saying, instead of we are changing acid, it will not a suitable method. But there we are taking water, marble calcium carbonate. So instead of that, why should not we take a sodium carbonate? So this is all right, because the salt Na2 is formed is soluble. So we can take sodium carbonate for the preparation of carbon dioxide with the sulfuric acid. But here the soluble salt only forming. Does the action of dilute HCl marble chips give pure carbon dioxide? What they are asking, when we are using dilute HCl, the marble chips, if there comes carbon dioxide, it's a pure or not? No, the gas is contaminated. Contaminated means the mixture of gases only comes out. So later only it gets volatilized by the evolving CO2. The gas can be freed from HCl vapors by passing. So what they are saying, again when the impurities are present, those impurities after the preparation of carbon dioxide they are going to remove, then get a pure carbon dioxide. Here what they are doing, a small amount of water before collection, and then water dissolves its own volume of carbon but larger one. So first water, carbon dioxide is pouring through it, then they are contacting to the HCl, that is hydrochloric acid. They are removing a free, impurities free carbon dioxide, is pure carbon dioxide. What are the physical properties of carbon dioxide? So we know it's a colorless and odorless. Odor means no smell. It is acidic in nature. When it mixes with water, it forms acid. It is heavier than air and can be poured from one jar to another. When it is compressed to high pressure, it is cooled down into a liquid carbon. So when we condense it, the carbon dioxide gets a carbon dioxide liquid, and release the pressure. What will happen? Liquid carbon dioxide solidifies into dry ice. Dry ice we know. Instead of that freezing or frozen ice, we are using dry ice. Then chemical properties. Combustion. Combustion we know, when the carbon dioxide burns with the excess of air present in the atmosphere, and then what it will give? It gives a carbon dioxide and water vapor. Being heavier than air, the gas displaces air from the vicinity and the fire gets extinguished. So what will happen? Carbon dioxide will not support for the burning thing. So when the carbon dioxide we can use as a fire extinguisher. You can easily understand by So what they are saying, the fire extinguisher also we are having carbon tetrafluoride. Reaction with active metals, and active metals like sodium, potassium or magnesium abstraction from carbon dioxide when burns in the gas. So we already studied when the reducing property of carbon dioxide. So when these metal oxides, they reduce the oxides from the carbon, then they are a pure metal. Action on litmus. Carbon dioxide is an acidic gas. When it reacts with the water, it forms a carbonic acid, H2CO3. So how to identify it's acidic? Because we have a test by placing a moisture blue litmus paper in the gas, an aqueous solution of carbon. That is, aqueous solution means carbon dioxide has been dissolved in the water. That solution, it turns into red. So in that itself, what we can know, it's acidic in nature. Then a reaction with metal oxides. So metal oxides, sodium, magnesium and calcium, they are reacting with carbon dioxide which forms a corresponding carbonates. Na2O, that is sodium oxide reacting carbon dioxide to forms a Na2CO3, sodium carbonate. Magnesium oxide, when it is reacting carbon dioxide, it forms a MgCO3, that is magnesium carbonate. CaO, that is calcium oxide, when it is reacting carbon dioxide to forms a calcium carbonate. So these metals can combine with the carbon dioxide to form the corresponding carbonates. Reaction with lime water. Lime water is a dilute solution of calcium hydroxide. So the reaction of carbon dioxide with lime water may be studied in 3 steps. So what are the 3 steps? The first, the clear lime water turns milky when the carbon dioxide passes through it. This is because the insoluble white substance of calcium carbonate. So the lime water formula is calcium hydroxide, that is CaOH twice. When we pass the carbon dioxide through it, it is turns into calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3. It is insoluble, so it forms a precipitate at the bottom, so it turns into white color. Then water, H2O. So we know when the precipitated reaction, we have 2 products. One will be at the precipitate, another will be at the liquid. Then the milkiness is disappear when an excess of carbon dioxide. So again, when we are passing the excess carbon dioxide through the liquid, this is because the soluble colorless compound. So after that, when we pass continuously, the soluble colorless compound is formed. That is CaCO3, water, carbon dioxide forms a CaHCO3, that is calcium hydrogen carbonate. Assignment for this class, answer the questions. List the chemical properties of carbon dioxide. Write the fermentation reaction of sugar. What are the physical properties of carbon? Combustion reaction of carbon dioxide, and then explain the reaction of carbon dioxide with metals. Thank you, children. Have a great day.